What does MMM stand for? The MMM ideology. MMM is a global mutual aid fund. World People's Bank, Financial Social Network, or any definition you like. The point is not in the title. The bottom line is that this is a voluntary informal association of millions and millions of people throughout the earth, rebelled against the financial slavery, chose to declare war against the Fed and banks, and to win this war. And for this aim, they have consolidated their capital, even though there are small amounts, owing to a great number, that is millions of people. It is already the power, awesome and invisible power, growing every day. Well, how do banks exist? Thanks to bankers, billionaires? No, due to the same ordinary people who deposit their modest savings there. MMM takes the wind out of bank sails, making people see the reality. Why do the people bring their money to the banks at the exorbitant interest? Because they have no other choice. Banks are monopolies. There is no other place to bring money to. All banks are just the same and controlled by the Fed. They simply destroy ordinary people. And now we have an alternative. MMM is something close to our hearts. Here people help each other. Today you help, and tomorrow you will be helped. It is the main principle of MMM. Do you really want bankers to buy another limousine or house for your money? You should not become another slave. Better join MMM, and your money will help those who really need it. Poor people, retirees, disabled people, women with many children. Love thy neighbor, help him. It is a kind of common storage box where people save their money and then take it when needed. The amount you need at the same certain moment. They do not steal but namely take money. Actually, people don't need a lot of money. They need consciousness that they have it. Confidence in tomorrow's day is what everybody really needs. It is just MMM that gives this confidence. It gives a feeling of partnership, that you are not alone. All the difficult moments you will never be abandoned, but you will always be helped and supported. MMM is a unit of new society, brighter and better. New world, where there won't be money, current money, where everything will be otherwise, fair and honest, where there won't be any slaves or owners, where everybody will work for their own pleasure and for the whole society, where good will defeat evil. It will be so. There are no doubts. Welcome to the system. Together we change the world. How MMM works. What on earth is it? In MMM, people agree without any guarantees and promises to help each other with money, just like that, because they want to. Assistance provided transform into Mafros, virtual currency of MMM, which grows at the rate of 30% per month. Let's take an example. Nick has in his pocket $10,000 that he does not need now. He wants to provide help to another person, contributing it in MMM at 30% per month. His intention creates a virtual currency, Mafro, in MMM. At that, the real money is in his pocket. Since this moment, the amount of Mafro begins to grow, even despite the fact that money has not been transferred to anybody yet. There is another man, John. He has provided help earlier, for example, 3 months ago. he contributed $10,000 at 30% per month and now want to get 2.197 times more, $21,970. John presses a button in the MMM personal office and the system finds him a person or more which want to provide help now. Nick. The system connects people providing the sender with the information of the recipient detail of the bank account. The sender makes the transaction and the recipient, after the money is received, confirm the receipt in MMM personal office. Since that moment, Nick has the right to receive financial assistance according to the amount of mafros which have grown in his personal office during the period of participation. In order to receive help, Nick needs to press the corresponding button in the PO and another person will transfer money to him, and so on. Previous are paid at the expense of the next. It is simple. There is a logical question. Will there always be a person who wants to provide help? Will not I be the last one who will not receive money because of a clerk? Let's think a little. What will John do getting help from MMM? Of course, he will spend it. His life will improve. Even if before he was in huge debts. If he has money, his friend will be necessarily interested. Where from? And of course, John will tell them from MMM. So I opened the secret, which is not a secret at all. Everybody needs money, absolutely. This is the modern world. John's friend will get interested in MMM, and a living example of a completely successful participation will not leave them a chance to refuse. Why does this flow of new people have to stop? There is no reason for this. On the contrary, it will only grow more and more rapidly in the length of time. But one day, this flow will exhaust. People in the country will end, or on the planet. Then everything will collapse exactly. It will break because of the absence of new domains. But nothing collapses. On the contrary, it will only become more stable, unstickable, and invulnerable. In order to see it, we need to understand why the banking pyramid hasn't collapsed with a big bang yet. Are they pyramids? Aren't they? Yes, they are. Why are they working for ages? That is a question. Let's deal with it. It turns out that the banking pyramid is closed. It is impossible to get out of it or run away. All the money that has ever been removed from the bank returns. Even if you do not take loans and do not deposit your money, you still interact with the bank via other people. As you know, money is a blood of the economy. It is exchanged for goods and services and then comes into the pocket of private entrepreneurs and organizations. By law, all organizations working with cash are obliged to give their daily earnings above a certain limit to the bank. In other words, you receive salary and want to buy a TV. Where does the employer keep the money? Of course, in the bank, as expected, and it is very convenient for him. You get the cash and buy a TV in a big center of electronics. By the end of the day, all your money comes to the bank again. Sometimes it does not even go out there if it was the clearing purchase. You need money just to use it, that's all. Hold it in your hands and give it back. When in large-scale system, 400 banks and 140 million people participants, the transfer of money turns into a huge global mess of money. Cash goes from bank to bank by ordinary people and it is used them to make payment to customer in their box office. After that, cash again makes a little trip and is deposited in another bank. And the money from another bank in yours, it turns into an endless circle. A normal person could not deal with this mess of money. Despite the fact that the cash in default is always tens, if not hundreds, times smaller than zeros on electronic accounts on its depositors, the bank system works. It turns out that MMM will not collapse when investors are over. Will not. Will it close down? You are right. It will close down. It will be absolutely stable, unstickable, and indestructible. For instance, a group of people, 140 million people, has agreed to exchange money directly with each other without the mediation banks. There is a complex system of relationships between people. Some of them buy goods and services, the others sell, exchanging money at the same time. For example, let's take John and Peter. John wants to deposit money in MMM, providing some financial help. His intention creates facial money marvels in the system. Peter has already provided help, and now he wants to get it in order to purchase his dream, a car. Another participant, let's say Dan, already has this car. Peter receives his help from John and buys the car of Dan. It's just a simple deal. That's it. And now answer the question. If Dan knows that his neighbor, friend, or just acquaintance is a participant of MMM and everything is paid and saved there, if Dan knows that the money increases by 30% per month in MMM, that is 1,000 times more than in any bank. If Dan knows that bankers are scammers and their actions are nothing but shell games, what will Dan do with his money? He will surely deposit it in MMM. Do you still have any doubts? The money will leave the system for the short period of time and unaffordably come back. It means that the MMM system can pay billions to every participant without any effort. The money will immediately come back to the system as it is spent. Another question is, if everyone will use these billions, it is an ideological question and has nothing in common with the functioning of MMM. See ideology on. As the circuit is closed, the system will become more stable and safe. As soon as the system runs out of most MMM, will become absolutely invulnerable and everyone will enjoy it. Attention! The revival is inevitable. If you continue to read it, you will never be able to live as earlier. Close it while there is still time. Close it. MMM working conditions. MMM is the unique financial organization in the world that causes its participants to be aware of the mechanism of its work and respective risks. That's what we are going to talk about. Let's clear up the condition of functioning of the MMM. There are just two conditions. 1. The incoming cash flow is equal or higher than the outward flow. In other words, the overall cash amount provided by the participants in 24 hours must be higher than the amount required by other participants who want to get help. Let's say $100,000 have been provided by the participant and $90,000 have been required. That's it. It works. This condition can be prejudiced for a short period of time. During this violation, MMM will work due to the internal reserves. This work based on inertia is possible for several months depending on the gap between the cash flows. The first condition is assured by advertisement and grieving among the participants. The practice shows that if the system just pays the long-term development and stable work of MMM is so insufficient. By the way, the geometric progression of both live money and participants in the system is not necessary. The number of participants can increase much slower and it won't preclude payment of high interest just because the amount of debt the system or its participants is irrelevant. The only thing that is important is the behavior of the participant. 2. MMM works if avoiding panics. It is well known that people don't go to the supermarket to buy bread at the same time. The same happens with MMM. People don't withdraw their money simultaneously due to the time distribution of the withdrawal. The system works perfectly and can work as long as possible. But if all participants express their desire to take out money from MMM at the same time, the system will collapse in several days or weeks. There won't be enough money. What can provoke such panics among the participants? For example, massive messages in mass media that Mafrodel has been arrested and MMM is to collapse. At the moment they read it all, participants will become panic-stricken and will try to withdraw at least some money from this damn scam. Hurry up and withdraw your money as quick as possible or there won't be enough money for you. It is nothing but lies and provocation. However, in this way, the authorities produce panic from nothing in 1994 and 2012, making well-working MMM system to collapse. These two conditions of the MMM functioning are closely linked. If there are panics, the balance between incoming and outward cash flow is violated. More panics means higher gap between the cash flow and quicker disappearance of the internal fund of the system. So, the weakest point of MMM is the panic of the participant. If there are no panics, everything works, everybody is paid. So, let's draw up a unique tool that will help us to combat such panic withdrawal from the system. Golden rules of MMM. Rule 1. Do not have multiple accounts. You can always PH as many times as you want with one MMM account. Penalty. All accounts will be permanently blocked. You will be banned. MMM CRO, Control and Revise Office, keeps track of every participant IP address. Once you use your phone to log into another participant account, both accounts will be under moratorium. Moratorium is when there is suspicion on account. Your account could be on moratorium for 14 days to 1 month. Only your guider can log into your account and that of your downlines if you or your downline make him or her a trustee. What happens if I lose my phone or laptop and now have a new phone with a different IP address? You are safe. If you've protected your account with Google Authenticator, a code will be sent to you which only you have access to. With that code, you can access your MMM from any phone or computer. Never lose your MMM GA key. Rule 2. Do not share email or bank details with other members. Penalty. You will all be blocked from getting help until you give identity proof. Rule 3. Do not delay in paying for your order. Penalty. You will be blocked. Rule 4. Do not edit your banking details or change password less than 15 days before getting help. Penalty. Your GH will be delayed for 14 days. Rule 5. Do not click on the I refuse to make payment button for more than once a month. Penalty, you will be blocked. Rule 6. Do not make deposit and fail to attach proof of payment. Penalty, you will be blocked. Rule 7. Do not fail to confirm your payment. Penalty, you will be blocked. Rule 8. Do not allow your family member to PH more than you. If they have more than the amount you PH'd to donate, let them do it through your PO or tell them to register through your guidance link. Penalty, you won't get the referral bonus. Rule 9. Always remember to write your letter of happiness after every GH withdrawal. Max day to write it after your GH is 3 days. Penalty, you will be blocked. Master them well. These rules were made to protect MMM community. Don't forget, MMM is solely based on trust and honesty between all participants. Together we change